Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 1 of the Terminus. The train will terminate at this station. I'm your host, Trainman, otherwise known as Ellis, and with me I have my co-host, Wybold.
Yo.
TJ.
Hello.
And Milky.
Train Simulator.
Yeah, sure. You knew that.
That's how we're going to start this off,
That is how we're going to start this off. Because that just happened.
Because you just wang it.
Wang it?
Wang.
Okay. Let's move on.
Let's be serious.
We actually have this thing designed or assigned into sections and cut up.
Yep.
And we kind of know what we're going to do. And
Kinda top you.
You mean we're organized? I don't know, this is next level.
No. I never said we were organized.
Oh, okay.
But we just we need to have the faintest idea of what we're doing. So let's try this. The first section we get through is rail fanning. So we're just going to talk about what we've seen this week. I mean, I personally don't do a lot of rail fanning, and the only thing that I caught was a P&W oil train, Providence and Worcester. Yep. Oil train heading down to the port of Providence. I'm assuming it was empty.
Nice.
And it was fairly long. It had 4 engines on the front, although they were diesel, so I have no idea what they were.
Boo!
They would probably SD4s.
I don't know. I legitimately have no idea. But that's the only thing that I've seen this week, and it wasn't even on purpose.
Okay.
Alright, and looks like in here, Wybold doesn't have anything written down. Well,
no, I don't go rail fanning, and I have not seen anything in the past few weeks.
The rail fanning.
Okay, so you live in Colorado, near tons of narrow gauge, and you never go rail fanning.
Well, it is a number of hours drive to every single,
TJ, Colorado isn't Rhode Island. You can't reach...
It's not like Rhode Island, where you go 10 minutes and reach any border of the state.
It's not 10 minutes, it's 20, obviously, gosh.
Yeah, it takes me a few hours to get to anything.
Alright, well, TJ's next on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the other day my Nana came up for something for school, and as we were dropping her off at the train station up in Providence, since they do have MBTAs and it was like 8 in the morning, I saw 2 of them. One going up to Boston and one coming from Boston.
Oh, that's a nice catch.
Yeah, it was a nice catch. I got some videos and pictures.
Nice. What unit did they have on them?
One of them had the newer, I think they might have been, they look like Dash 8s, but I don't think they were Dash 8s. Then there was another one that was a FP40H.
F40s, the P42s of the Amtrak things.
Dash 8s, it's a big locomotive.
Well, they don't. I'm not sure if they're Dash 8s or not, but they look like Dash 8s.
And they're probably Dash 9s. They're Dash 8s.
They're Dash somethings. They have a dash in their name.
Yeah.
Dashes?
I don't know. It was one of their newer engines.
The double dashes.
The City Sprinter?
No, not the City Sprinter. That's
Amtrak.
I haven't seen one of those yet.
No, me neither.
I haven't gone looking for one either.
I never will.
No, you should come over here and visit.
Okay.
Alright, but Milky's up next, and he apparently saw some stuff.
Yeah. I saw the big game train unit.
What is the big game train?
It's an Amtrak unit. It's pretty much Amtrak Super Bowl special unit. And then
why did you see it now?
And I saw
news of the Super Bowl is just now reaching Oregon.
Who even won it?
I saw it on Tuesday. While I was at Whale Fang.
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl?
No.
What is football?
What's football?
And that was on train number 11, the southbound Coast Star Yard. And
Starlight?
Yesterday, well, I wasn't Whale Fang on purpose, but my mom had stopped at a gas station right next to the railroad tracks, and I saw this train parked on the second track. It was the Toledo hauler, which hauls logs from Toledo to Albany, by way of the Toledo branch of the Port and the Western Railroad.
There's a lot of Toledo in that
Are we
sentence.
thinking of the same Albany?
No.
Not Albany, New York, right?
Okay, I was gonna say that's quite a long distance.
And then
I don't think the Portland and Western goes that far east.
It had
It goes west.
it had two regular standard ST40-2s from Portland and Western. And then one that was an XFA Blue Bonnet. And then there's two slugs in between the Blue Bonnet and the standard one.
I think the Blue Bonnets were some of Santa Fe's nice-looking engines. I've never really been a super big, just standard war bonnet guy, but I've always loved the Blue Bonnets.
And you find out about other stuff that I saw at National Train Day in the future. So, yeah, that's about all I saw.
Huh. That's better than the rest of us.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Well, I mean, does like RTD count?
What's RTD?
Oh, right, East Coast. It's like our, it's kind of like our Metrolink, I suppose. Although it's not even Metrolink. It's like trolley cars.
Are they cool?
It's like an elevated PCC system. It's like Subway.
It's like a above ground subway.
Yes.
That'd be an
A
L.
tramway.
It's like the L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The L.
All right, I'll just say
Although
I know what that is.
It's street level.
Oh, it's like what they have in Boston, Alice.
Yes.
Yeah, like the trams up in Boston that the T runs.
Yes.
It looks a lot just like a subway or something, but it runs at street level.
Yeah.
And then you get hit by it and die.
Wah, wah. Oh, and it's narrow gauge for whatever reason. Because
What?
Colorado had to be narrow gauge.
Hey, well,
It's like 3 inches smaller than standard.
just that's oddly specific.
Yeah, just for the sake of being narrow gauge, they made it slightly smaller than regular track.
Well, of course. Why would they want standard track on
Well,
Hey, it's
Colorado?
Yeah.
Why would they want to make sense?
I know.
Because I'm sure.
Oh, dude, you haven't even seen the roads out here. The roads out here. Then you ask, why would they want to make sense?
I've seen some of them.
Oh God.
I've seen the ones that
That's
go dead straight for like 100 miles.
Oh no, those are the good ones. I'm talking like the parking lots where roads will get within, roads will be within 3 feet of each other and both dead end. They just don't bother to connect them. They'll just go straight at each other and dead end with about 2 feet of grass between them and just stop. Never connect.
Grass.
Correct.
Not like train tracks.
No, just never
grass.
bothered to connect them. The Caboose Hobbies parking lot, for anybody that's ever big into model trains and goes to Caboose Hobbies, bring a very small car or ride a bike. The parking lot there is just atrocious. It's like set up at a diagonal, but there's 2 different diagonals, and it's backwards from the flow of traffic. So you have to go in, turn yourself around, and then jam yourself into these little tiny parking spots from the 60s. And it's, well, actually from the 30s. I forget that the store is that old, but just horrible, horrible, horrible parking.
Wow.
Maybe they thought one day everybody would drive smart cars.
What, in
the 30s,
1930?
that's exactly what they thought.
Well, in 1930 you didn't have SUVs, so.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't have any of these gangbanger idiots driving around in Hummers.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
You hit the horn on the Hummer and it goes.
Oh, please. Okay, well. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Now we've got to kill time because apparently TJ just disappeared into the ether. But he's third on the list anyways, so. We move on next to our quote-unquote assigned jurisdictions. It's just, our neck of the woods and the railroads around us.
Yeah.
Neck of the woods.
I grabbed a bunch of things up from over here. This, as in Steamtown, the Sandy River and Rangy Lakes, the Old Colony Railroad, which honestly isn't particularly interesting. But
Whoa, I'm sure they feel great about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure they're listening, and you just made them shed some tears.
yeah, well, if they're listening, they
I
should
thought
go.
you said something else other than shed.
Wow,
Why?
wow,
Well,
wow.
But anyways, we
Okay,
have
yeah.
yes. Continuing on.
Well, if
We gotta have
if
this
they are listening, then they should go and get Wabash number 573 because it was built in Rhode Island, and it's a mogul, and it's in need of someone to run it.
Wow, propaganda.
Absolutely.
Really? The first like 10 minutes of this, and we've already run into extreme propaganda.
Well, they should totally do that because it's not doing anything right now.
It's the only
Because
thing
the
good
only
to ever
thing they
have come
have
out
is
of Rhode
like
Island.
a
No.
dual hood
Ouch.
engine.
What?
Like this
Yeah.
little tiny crocodile engine.
We
They-
need
they
to
have
save
two
that
RDCs.
too.
They have two what?
RDCs.
Huh.
I didn't know that actually until I looked at the area on Google Maps, Google Earth. It's like, hey,
Google
Maps. They have two RDCs. Why don't they
All right,
use
so
these?
continuing on.
Oh yeah, continuing on. So,
Yeah.
Steamtown. There isn't much going on at Steamtown this time of year, or well, these days really. But
Yeah.
there would be stuff going on this time of year. They're running their long excursions, which I'd really like to go on one of these days.
Take
Yeah.
me with you.
But what's happening over there right now is the Boston and Maine 3713 project. And actually, we very recently got an update. Now, 3713 is a light Pacific engine made by Boston, or blah blah blah, owned by Boston and Maine. It was reactivated actually. It was shut down in like the 40s or 50s. It was reactivated sometime in the 60s to serve, or just because of a flood, because they couldn't have the diesel electric locomotives drive through the floodwaters. But they're doing a full rebuild on this thing, which is great. It's got the nickname the Constitution. They got the rear truck finally finished and delivered to the shop. So that's something that they were waiting for. But other than that, not too much interesting has happened with that very recently. In the Sandy River and Ranger Lakes front, the Portland Road, the main narrow gauge, different Portland. I need to be careful about saying Portland because it could get
Just say
confusing.
Maine afterwards.
Yeah, Portland,
Yeah,
Maine.
you might fall into my jurisdiction if you don't say it correct.
Look at Milky's like dusting off his gloves in the corner. He's like, I knew you'd come for this.
No, but they're working on. They got a lot of money towards the rebuild of a locomotive of theirs, which is number 7, because number 4 just got taken out of service for its mandatory inspection.
Number
Nice.
4 couldn't handle the truth.
You can.
Well, number 4449.
Milky, don't skip around.
Okay, I'll.
But that's all I have to
Oh,
say
whoa.
for today.
No, Ellis, he's getting revenge. You cut off his jurisdiction. Now he's going for you.
He was out of turn.
He wants
He's
blood.
taking vengeance.
I need one of those things they have in a courtroom, like bang, bang, bang.
You're out
Order.
of line.
Objection.
You can't handle the truth.
I knew that was coming.
You mean a gavel?
Yes, a gavel. Thank you.
Need like one of those big hammer things.
Well, we're not talking about like a sledgehammer. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we're railroaders. We just need like this massive.
A spike hammer?
Yeah.
We need a steam
What
whistle.
do they use for
this.
spikes? Is it just a sledgehammer?
No, it's a special kind of hammer. I think.
No,
We should look
we
in,
need
we should look into
Is
that.
it just
That's
a comically large balloon hammer?
no.
One of those things you get at Chuck E.
All right,
Cheese.
Wybold. This is your turn. Stop getting
Okay.
off track.
Oh no.
Nope.
I get it. Off track.
See, if I'd done that on purpose, I'd kick myself from the server. Alright, Wybold. Wybold's got a bunch of stuff under his jurisdiction. He's got
my
everything
turn?
in Colorado.
Oh, I thought you were still going. Sorry.
No.
I thought you only said my name to shut me up.
No.
Oh, it's on the way
Oh,
out.
okay, good. Okay, so my assigned jurisdictions are the world-famous Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, the
Ooh.
Cumbres and Toltec Scenic, the newly proclaimed San Luis and Rio Grande Railroad, which I'll talk about in a minute, about what that is, the Georgetown Loop Railroad, which is fairly small, and then some other local ones like the State Railroad Museum and the Cripple Creek and Victor, and there's too many to count, so I just put it under other locals in general.
You should have just written
Narrow
locals.
gauge boy.
You know, there's locals. It's like around the state. It's too
Yeah.
much.
And TJ
But,
and I have none of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just like, there's a main line through here. They stopped 3 times.
Hashtag Rhode Island. But so basically, on the Durango and Silverton, new news actually is sometime this month, which it's May, sometime in late May, an 1880 parlor car called Yankee Girl has been renovated, and it's set to roll out as an exclusive, quote unquote premium coach. It was built in 1880 by the Denver and Rio Grande Western as a standard coach and named for a likewise mine on Red Hill. and the car was converted in the early 20th century by the Denver and Rio Grande to be a kitchen car and remained until its decommissioning when the narrow gauge on the Denver and Rio Grande Western fell sometime in the early 60s.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is a kitchen car like a diner car, or is it literally a rolling kitchen?
I think
It
it's
is a
literally a
kitchen.
rolling kitchen. It was used for like track gangs and stuff. I think they
I've seen one
sold
before.
meals out of it.
So yeah.
Like camp cars and stuff?
Yeah, like a camp car. And the coach was renovated in 1982 for use on the new, at the time, Durango and Silverton, although it was put inside in favor of other coaches, eventually falling into a state of disrepair. And it's
Stop making us look bad.
Oh my god.
It's been rebuilt over the past few years and is about to go back into service. Oh, just trust me, that's only the Durango and Silverton. Cumbres and Toltec, nothing really new there. They're launching their new summertime schedules again, which includes the revival of their engineer and fireman school.
I
which
want to
is
go.
it's a neat opportunity that they offer for people to go and learn how to, the operation of either a K-36 locomotive, of which they own 4, I think.
Yeah.
4 or 3. I think 3 are in operation, and they own 4. Or on their K-27, which is the only operating K-27 around. And, a note that they had on their website that I'm obligated to throw in here. Spots are, however, known to fill up quickly, so a prompt reservation if interested, is recommended. No news on the San Luis and Rio Grande. Nothing there.
What
Regular
is that?
operating.
I've never heard of it before.
What is that?
Oh, yes, I
You're supposed to
forgot
tell
to
us.
talk about that.
Yeah.
The San Luis and Rio Grande is basically it's been new in the past few years. It's not really best known for anything yet. It's not even state famous. I hadn't heard of it until a couple years ago. It basically is a Class 3 railroad that also operates some scenic stuff with one steamer.
Yeah.
And they haul grain and coal mainly in southern Colorado along old disused main lines, although they're known for having some really good scenery for their scenics. But nothing new out of them, nothing new out of the Georgetown Loop, except for the Colorado and Southern number 9 Cook Mogul renovation project, although that's a new beehive to kick, so I'll talk about that next week, next time we do this. And the State Railroad Museum, on another note, is actually interesting that I found this. It's mounting new injectors on number 491, which is a K-37 locomotive, and I couldn't find a statement if they're restoring it for just museum quality or full service. And if they are putting it back in full service, it would make 491 the only operating K-37 locomotive in the world.
Wow.
Although it's still, as of current, it's one of several that's still intact and on display. And for next week, I have something that Ellis would be interested in that involves you into Combine number 50.
Sweet.
But I'll talk about that later.
Do they... No, they still have that tiny loop of track only, don't they?
Yep.
They need more track.
They don't. Although the State Railroad Museum is known for having really strong bonds with the Georgetown Loop, which, again, it's only like another 3 or 4 miles of track, but it's still, it's not too far away. That and it's only like it's only a day's truck drive from there to Durango. So if they really needed to run something big on a long narrow gauge track, they have the Cumbres and Toltec and the Durango for like Railfest in August.
Within
Well, they
driving
probably set it up.
distance.
They probably set it up like that eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but TJ, you have stuff on the Swagburg Railroad?
Yes, I do.
I didn't come
Finally.
up with that, just so that the audience knows. I'm ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
No, that was totally him. That was totally him. All him.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
So,
So, I'm sure most people that are listening to this podcast, if anyone, the Strasburg Railroad is a short line railroad in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it runs about 45 minutes round trip.
I mean,
and it
who
is-
asked it to a bit? A very well fan.
It's one of the most famous in the country, honestly.
Yeah, it's actually the oldest operating short line railroad in America, or in the world, actually, I think.
Way to brag
One
about
of
it.
them.
And
Yeah, seriously.
and they run only steam. They do have a couple diesels, but
They don't
To
like
use-
them.
Amish.
they don't like them.
Amish.
And
Well,
it is right in the middle of Amish
it is in
country.
the Amish countryside. That's about the one thing I know about the Strasburg is it's Amish, everyone.
But so they do have their full schedule back. Last couple week over April break, which was like the 20th of April, I think. They were only running 12, 1, and 2 trains. As of today, they are running 11, 12, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Holy
are those,
cow.
like locomotive numbers or
No, those are
what?
times.
Those
I
are
think.
the train times.
Oh,
but
okay. It's like a time. Okay, I was confused there for a second.
well, if you've maybe been listening, Wybold, I was
Well, I
saying
was listening.
train
No,
times.
no, you actually, TJ, you did not specify.
I did.
You should have been saying times. You
I
should
did.
have-
I said recently they've only been running.
You said they were
Trains.
running their 12, 1, and 2 trains, which I was thinking, is that like the number of the train?
Yeah,
not
I know.
the, you know,
I didn't.
Oh,
is it
okay.
I
like
didn't
the
catch
class
that
number,
real quick.
loco number, time.
All right, next time I'll.
You
next
should have
time
at least added a clock at the end of
O'clock.
one of those
Okay.
words.
O'clock.
O'clock.
Why is
There
the
you
clock
go.
Irish now?
Slash kick Wybold.
So, so
But I'm
their
Irish.
train times are back now. They run pretty much all year. They only don't run like middle of January and February because who'd want to go to a railroad in the middle of winter? So
I would.
I would go, but
I do.
I would go.
not enough to make a profit. So
I love how you're trying to
Um,
prove a point. Like, who would want to do this? And we all say, I would.
But so they have 3 locomotives active right now. 475, which is a mastodon, otherwise known as a 480. They have a 280, which is number 90, and then they have a mogul, 260, which
A
is
Bogo.
number 89.
Little
But
engine
they
that can't.
do have the only real top operating Thomas locomotive. They built every single Thomas locomotive that goes throughout the United States. They rent them out.
No. I call shenanigans on that.
Uh-oh.
Well,
They did
every-
not build the one that our State Railroad Museum has, which is narrow gauge.
But every standard gauge Thomas. I'm sorry, Wybold.
You need.
Well,
you need to. You need to.
You need to be more specific on that.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
call shenanigans. They
I
did
didn't-
not build
Well,
ours.
I didn't even
You
know
need to
there
be
was such thing
courteous
as
to
a
the narrow gaugers.
Since
Be
when there was
courteous
such-
to us. We're small but mighty.
No one ever told me about a
He's
narrow
small.
gauge Thomas the Train. I don't
Well,
think
you
he's
should have
narrow.
done more research.
I'm sorry, but my
You-
main topic isn't Thomas. It's Strasbourg.
Really? Well, if you're gonna drop a statement like that, that's like saying, in other words, all the railroads through Rhode Island are discontinued because Rhode Island is sucky. You just don't
Slash
say
kick
that.
Wybold.
But
Yeah,
they
that's
have
like that's what 5 times now.
3.
they have
We'll get
6.
to 5.
They have six Thomas engines. 5 of them are dummies. One of them operates on its own,
You're a
holds its own
dummy.
steam, which is at Strasbourg. And then they have a 060 number. I think it's 70. Not sure though. And then they have a couple 2 Plymouth 2 tons and an Alco diesel. But
Hey,
So-
stupid.
at
Sucks to be that
Strasbourg,
guy.
in
Yeah.
partnership with the Long Island Railroad Museum,
Yeah.
they have since 19, I believe,
50
It's-
something. Yeah.
I think it's 59.
in
No,
1969.
50.
I have the page up here. In 1929,
Oh.
engine number 39 was built for the Long Island Railroad in the Juanita shops of the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Juan.
Hashtag say Juanita.
Wow.
Say
Well,
Juan.
that's that. But so after it was abandoned, it doesn't have a year on the website.
Mhm.
About
After
1950.
33 years of, I believe it was like 1950, I believe they started trying to restore it. 33 years of failed or abandoned restoration efforts. Both parties, Long Island Railroad Museum and Strasbourg, are excited to move forward with this monumental project. Before that work can start, the Railroad Museum of Long Island must raise $900,000 in 2013. And this is kind of a dated article. I mean, I think it was 2013, beginning of 2013. They
Well,
wrote this.
We should
But
have
they
the.
still have plenty of
So did
support.
they?
I believe they did because and then so after they raised that, they had to transport the remaining portions of the locomotive to Strasbourg Railroad. Now, since 2009, Strasbourg has been restoring the boiler and the cab. but just in 2013 they had to transport the running gear, the chassis, and the wheels and tender, I believe. And then the Strasbourg Railroad has agreed to then fund the remaining amount to help complete the 3-year restoration project. By the way, this engine 39 is one of the 3 existing G5S class locomotives. It is a 460. It's a 10-wheeler.
Oh. Adorable.
Yeah. But it is a if you know what Pennsylvania railroad engines look like, the broad boilers and the big wheels, big tenders, just big engines in general, this is a big 10. This is no small 10-wheeler.
This is fat.
This is a Pennsylvania railroad style 10-wheeler, if you know what I mean.
East Coast. This is just a random note. This is like every steam locomotive preservation society in the world, just everywhere. We have the technology, but we can't be bothered to rebuild it.
We have the technology, but we're broke.
But
exactly. We don't have the money, nor time, nor volunteers to rebuild it.
Another
thanks Obama.
Tidbit of information about Strasbourg Railroad shops.
Ooh.
They actually do store other things than just things on the East Coast. They restore.
17th.
I mean trains.
Oh.
B17.
El Gobernador?
No!
There's 4 times.
Oh god.
I didn't even need to say it.
But they do restore other locomotives. Like they restored the Baltimore and Ohio William Mason. It was scrapped in 1998, and they restored it to service.
It was scrapped?
No.
1998's a good year.
I believe it was scrapped, and then most of the parts were scrapped, but the boiler was mostly intact, and they restored it to service under steam on June 23rd, 98. They had to drop all engine axles and a 1,472 day inspection with tube replacement and a new Form 4 general machinery overhaul, conversion back to wood fuel, replumbing, and construction of a new historically accurate pilot. That's a mouthful.
The axles are part of the undercarriage of the locomotive, correct?
Yes.
So it's like the base, and they had to drop the axles.
Oh god! That's 5 times.
So in a way, they dropped the base.
That is 5 times.
But so
you realize they have the power to remove you from this call.
So the only reason why they restored it actually was because this engine appeared in the movie Wild Wild West and required the addition of a number of cosmetic details and polished brass to the movie company's specifications.
Wait, it was used in a movie?
It was used in a movie.
Yeah, Dell.
What was
that Will Smith one?
No, I don't think it's that one.
Welcome to Earth?
Hashtag save 25.
And then they also restored the driving wheels. Oh no, they had the driving wheels for UP number 3985 in their shop for tire turning and quartering.
Wow.
So they do work from the West Coast too. Like they send it over. And then they have I'm not sure what this is, but WMSR number 734. Not sure what that is. Does anybody know?
No. Wait, what is it?
WMSR.
No idea. I can't.
It's an acronym.
Wow, that's helpful.
Wait, what was it again?
Oh, by the way,
WMSR.
Ray Schofield.
Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. That's what it is.
Oh.
Yep.
The Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. So they used that, and then they had to rebuild side rods for BEDT number 15, also known as Thomas. So they did use an 040, a Docksider, as Thomas, and then they just built the shell around the Docksider for the real working Thomas, not the dummy units.
Wow.
Wait, but I've seen the one that actually works. Isn't it an 060?
Yeah, No, it's. I believe it. Huh.
Did they just
Wait,
add
wait.
an extra set of wheels?
I thought because
That's how they made the El Garbonador.
Yeah.
It might be a 060. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one that's an 040,
Yeah, I
but I've
haven't-
seen the Strasbourg one. It's
It's an
060,
060.
I think.
Yeah,
An
that's what I-
040
that's what I
would
meant
be
to
an
say.
awfully derpy Thomas.
It would be.
And like, where's my left wheel?
Isn't that like the smaller green one?
Yeah, that's
Percy.
Percy, I think.
Okay.
I love how we know this.
You would know, TJ. No.
It's funny because
Well,
my
he's the
name's
youngest.
Thomas. Excuse me, what does that have to matter?
What does that have? I don't know. What does that have to matter?
Just because I'm the youngest doesn't.
Okay, let's move on.
Alright.
Hashtag say 2584.
Milky, what is that? Seeing as
It's a-
you're up next.
Yeah,
On that
that's
segue.
that's about it.
It's a GN S2484 in Montana. You passed by it during the zombie train, Bobby.
The one
Sure.
guy, the one thing that's ever in Montana, ever.
Hey, Mariah's passes in Montana.
The
And
one thing in Montana that is not track, ever.
I'm pretty sure
It's
there are
not
people
what?
there too.
The one thing in Montana that is not track or people in Montana.
Pretty sure there's some
Ever.
mooses.
Moose, syrup, maple leaf, atomic soil. Wait, what?
there's a few
Atomic
more
soil?
steam things in Montana.
They
Alright,
have
let's get away
steam
from
engines in
Montana on
Montana?
this one.
Okay.
Good idea.
There's life in Montana.
Montana's taken enough abuse from us.
Montana is almost Canada.
Like the governor of Montana is probably like crying right now.
Wait,
Because
did I
I'm
tell
sure
you
the
how
governor of Montana is listening to this podcast.
We've determined that Montana is equal to the sun.
Well,
Oh no, not this again. Please, Milky, continue before Wywold goes off on a train of thought.
okay. Oregon Railroad Heritage Foundation. They have free steam engines there. Okay. And
We know what they
they're
are.
restoring the Oregon. They're restoring the ORNN 197 at the moment. And yeah, as far as I know, the last update that they posted on their website was in 2008. So,
So it's been a while.
Just a little.
it's not dead, but
Which, you know, it's like,
But-
even the most dedicated, again, with the we have the technology thing, even the most dedicated Steam society, it still takes us 15 years to rebuild something, so it's not like anything big has happened.
Well, apparently they're going to rebuild a big boy in 5 years.
Yeah, although that's
Oh, God.
for a reason. That's
Oh,
like UP, which is one of the
Yeah, that's
largest
true.
railroad corporations in the world.
LSU dupe, you went into my jurisdiction. I was going to talk about that.
Then talk
Also-
about it.
Well, I'm talking
Speak.
about the Oregon Railroad Heritage Foundation.
We'll do
right
that
now.
first.
Okay, so they got the tender done, and I think they're putting it together right now. So, and 4449 is pretty much finished with its rebuild, as in it's operational at the moment.
Do you know when the excursions are going to be?
No, I'm actually on the website right now, and they don't tell me. So,
Well, that's helpful.
and that's being
Don't like you,
S7,
obviously.
and the SPNS 700 is obviously around and operational.
It's around.
It's round. I
And
thought it was square.
I'm going to segue to UP's team now.
That was such a great segue.
That was the best segue I've ever heard.
It's like,
Talk about steam engines from the Northwest segues to UP. Oh my god.
No,
Okay,
saying that
so-
you're going to segue to UP says you're segueing to UP.
yeah, seriously. Talk about being nonchalant.
This is the
Let us move
segue.
on now in this, obscure
Not a
segue.
segue.
And now for something completely different.
Other scooters
Okay.
are available.
So in UP Steam news,
I want to move it.
14 has been added to the special UP Steam website, finally.
Oh.
It actually was out, so... Obviously the big news is they acquired the big boy, and they were showing it, as Ellis accidentally said earlier.
I don't think
Woo!
there's too many people listening to this podcast that didn't know that.
Yeah.
If there's
I don't think
any,
there's too many people listening to this just in general.
Yeah, well,
And
that was a given. You
and
didn't
they
have to make me
voiced-
feel bad.
Maybe if I put it on my channel too.
Maybe if we all posted to our channel.
TJ,
you know,
we don't want negative viewers.
Yeah, if I post it to my channel, a whole 10 people will hear about it.
If I posted
because, you know,
to
my
mine,
Sakosho trains
500
thing has no
people from the
videos
youth.
anyway.
One of which is in England, so they wouldn't even care about this. Unless we cover, like, English news. Is there anything going on in England with trains right now?
They rebuilt a steam engine from the dead.
Well, yeah,
And
but that's like years old. That's Tornado.
Yeah.
Tornado.
But, 3985, it's still being rebuilt. But it's doing okay, from what I've heard. It's
Oh, God.
It'll make a full recovery.
eventually, after the big boy's done, yes.
I look up
Right.
British train news. Ellis, just checking the Skype chat real quick. I look up British train news and I get this.
Whoa.
Oops.
Okay. And
You know what? I'm afraid to click on this because it might open it and cover up the picture of Grand Central.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. Really, Wybold?
Well, I look up British train news and that's what I get. Thanks, England.
What the heck
You're-
is this?
Should,
You're
should I read
officially
it
out of the
Can I read the title?
podcast forever. Just go.
Can I read the title?
No.
God.
Save that for current events. I'll add it into your thing.
Alright. I'll read the
Oh,
whole
wait, is that?
article.
Oh, that's after this, isn't
No,
it?
don't read the whole-
gee.
I'll
Oh,
just
God.
read the
Okay.
article.
And UP has some released a new heritage series. Andy. And UP is releasing. Okay. Well then, I'll keep on talking about. And the Portland and Western is still acquiring new engines.
What else is new?
Okay,
Um,
okay, we need to stop.
Look at
Oh,
my
yeah,
gift
let's-
event.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
My cars have been graffitied this past week. And the Lincoln Death car is still pretty much ungraffitied. Yay.
Is that good?
And
Lol.
that's it.
I assume that's
Is that
good.
good?
I
Yes,
assume
it's good.
that's good. Wait, why is it notable?
Well, it's
Oh, yeah, no-
like a first in all of railroading ever. Something doesn't have graffiti plastered all over it.
Well, it has about half of the car with graffiti, but beyond that, it's okay.
Oh, so it's nothing new.
It's but a fresh wound.
All right, let's move on. Let's keep it going.
Let's go to current events.
Yeah, let's move on to current events.
Yeah.
Now, I've got...
Now to Ellis with the weather.
Can I
Hey,
go
I used to do that. No, you can't go first.
You'll have to wait to tell them about how wonderful the English are.
Watch
Okay.
some British guy be like, "Oi, what you talking about?"
Oi.
Oi! No, it's the Australians, I think.
Okay.
The English are like,
Alright, so
"Tell me how to-"
I actually have 3 things to talk about, but I'm gonna save the...
Tell me, lad. What
I'm
you
gonna save the
talking about?
Hudson for next time. So,
Hang on,
Oh
just
my.
real quick. On the British train news thing, maybe to not offend the British, we can just take the advice of the Russians and identify them as capitalist pigs train news.
yeah, but then it might be American.
That's
If
true.
it
And
was
it-
American, we'd be fat pigs.
No, if it was American, that wouldn't be news.
Wow. Wow. The listeners will understand what that jab at America will mean as soon as TJ goes over what that actually was, but really, wow. I'm sure America loves you now.
Good.
But continuing.
Capitalist pigs.
Tally ho, chaps.
Alright, so we have the current events, and I have the Lackawanna Cutoff. Now, the Lackawanna Cutoff was a stretch of rail built between Scranton and... Well, it was built between the Delaware Water Gap and...
Yeah.
Well, it was somewhere. Some Port Jervis or something like that.
Yeah.
Between
Yeah.
random location and other random location.
Yeah, between
Point
Delaware
A and
Water
B.
Gap, which is south of
Between
Scranton.
point A and point B.
It was okay. It was a more direct connection between Scranton and New York.
All right, thank
There.
you.
There's 2 locations that some people will know. If you don't, Scranton is where Steamtown is, and shame on you.
And where the S curve is not.
and where the S curve is not. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is actually relevant. It's completely relevant. But then, after being shut down for a number of years, New Jersey Transit is rebuilding the Lackawanna Cutoff. which will who's very subtly adjusting my name.
Oh god.
I'm sure they're
Yeah. Then they're gonna be running passenger trains down it. They're in a few years' time. Hopefully, they'll be running passenger trains from New York to Scranton, so you can take a train from New York to Steamtown, which would be great. There have been talks with Amtrak about. What are you guys doing?
Ellis, Noki and TJ, shut up.
Okay,
Continuing.
Alright,
please.
alright, we won't skip. Alright.
There have been talks with Amtrak about providing service from the north to meet up with their to meet up with
the South
the New Jersey Transit.
and make
Now,
myself laugh.
The other important thing that I feel the need to mention is the T1 Trust. Now that's Pennsylvania Railroad T1 5550. They're just like the Hudson Project, which I'll talk about next week. They're trying to rebuild from scratch the PRR T1, or a PRR T1. Now, so far, they have a bunch of donors. They're up on Kickstarter, and
How's Kickstarter going to help them restore a live engine?
Money.
by giving them money.
The
I know, but
biggest asset in building in doing anything in the modern world. Capital, capital, capital.
Capitalist pigs.
Capitalist pigs.
Capitalist pigs.
Yeah,
Just
but
felt the need
they
to say it
have
3 times.
they have the Keystone number plate done.
Oh wow,
Good.
yeah, that's great progress. They'll have the engine done
Hey,
in no
listen,
time.
listen. It's farther than the Hudson Project has gotten.
True.
So
Which
this
is
is
what, a number?
no.
It's even further than the Colorado and Southern number 9, which in the past few years has gone backwards.
They've been disassembling it very slowly.
It's slowly being disassembled, even though it was in perfectly good condition.
Great.
Let's take it apart. All right.
Narrow gauge, everyone.
Well, that's the most important thing. And now, while Weibold goes backwards on narrow gauge, he apparently has something very unusual and kind of
Yes.
nuts.
This is something that I heard about from my dad, who is a 747 pilot and recently flew over to Beijing. And
Hera.
caught wind of hello, welcome to Beijing. He caught wind of some very interesting plots, which I couldn't find anything online about this, but it just
I
be
found
worth
plenty.
mentioning
I
to kind of hear.
I was at school yesterday and I heard quite a bit about that. So
What? You have
man,
people at school that talk about trains? Where do you go to school?
no, on the internet.
Oh.
But basically, the Chinese have proposed building a trans-Pacific railroad that would run between Beijing and somewhere in Alaska.
Why
Which-
Alaska?
Because it's the
Because
closest thing.
It'd be easier to run across. It'd be impossible to build tracks. In theory,
Across the Pacific Ocean.
Right, across the Pacific Ocean. What it would do is run north through Russia and cross between Kamchatka and Alaska, which is, a significantly shorter distance than crossing the Pacific Ocean.
It's probably the shortest distance, in the Pacific.
Right. Right,
Yeah.
unless you went straight through the Earth. Whoops. Which, that one obviously
No,
has its
I
drawbacks.
still don't think that would be quicker.
Yeah, well, might not be. Train might melt before you get there, but, that's... details.
Digging a hole to China.
That's just a technicality.
Another thing that has come to my attention that is current events is the Amtrak situation in southern Colorado and specifically through Albuquerque, which obviously is not in Colorado, but through Albuquerque on Raton Pass, which was a big Santa Fe freight line until they started using Cajon with BNSF. But Raton Pass was used by BNSF until pretty recently, and they've discontinued service along it. And Amtrak is still running daily passenger service between Albuquerque and it connects through Los Angeles. So there's Southwest Chief, which is the train that runs over it. I may be taking a ride on the train fairly shortly over Raton Pass, but current news dictates that the pass may just shut down and they'll take their Southwest Chief elsewhere, just shut it off. But so far to preserve it between BNSF, the state of Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah, I believe even.
Yeah.
And then a number of other private parties have contributed a total of like $9 million to maintain the pass. But it just doesn't look great. And then the last thing I have is the Denver Union Station project, which for the past few years, Denver Union Station has been undergoing some serious renovations. It's been completely rebuilt. There's new excursions, no excursion stuff. As soon as ski trains shut down, basically. Although I'll talk about that really. I'll talk about that one next week.
Okay, I have something interesting, or just a weird little tidbit. I looked up Raton Pass, and that led me to the Southwest Chief, and it's classified not as a high-speed train, but as a higher-speed passenger train.
Oh my.
Does that mean it
Colorado?
It's called higher speed rail, not to be confused with high speed rail. There is literally
speed.
There is literally a difference. I don't.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
But basically, yeah, Denver Union Station's going to be reopening in July, and that's about that. So
that's nice.
Yeah. So TJ?
Oh God.
British train news. All right, I have a little article that Weibold showed us.
He found about 10 minutes ago.
And he found us about 10 minutes ago.
During the podcast.
It says, so in England, it says, police hunt West Croydon train flasher who, get this, masturbated while staring at a passenger.
On the train.
It says, alright, I'll read you the first paragraph of the article.
Oh, dear.
Police hunt West Croydon train flasher who masturbated while staring at a passenger 5 p.m. Monday the 12th of May 2014 in local news by Chris Baines. Reported police are hunting a train flasher who stared at a passenger on a train to West Croydon while masturbating. British Transport Police today released an image of a man sought to be following the deeply distressing incident exposure which happened between Streatham and Thornton Heath.
Yep, no idea where any of those places are.
I don't either, but some British students
It's on the island.
Be like, why don't you know where that is?
Yes. Alright,
yes.
So let's get past that.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Right, that's my only
On that segue.
Oh wait, I have one.
Another segue.
No, I have one. It's an update on Engine 39, which I talked about earlier. This is an update from April 16th. 2014.
Okay, I was just going to make sure. This year, right?
Yes. Alright, so it says, since announcing the Railroad Museum of Long Island and Strasburg Railroad Company partnership to restore and operate Long Island Railroad Steam G5S locomotive number 39 on March 15th, 2013, a steady stream of donations toward the project have been received by the museum. Today we have a deposit $103,498.63 at the Bethpage Federal Credit Union.
And 63 cents.
Yes.
Hey, well, 63 cents.
62 cents?
Well, 63 cents could buy you like a number on a number plate, Weibold.
Can it?
No, I don't think it can.
I don't think it could. It can't buy you a freaking gumball.
It could buy you like a sticker with a number.
It could buy you like one of those jelly stickers with the glitter in it.
Yeah.
All right. All donations will remain in an interest-bearing account at Bethpage Federal Credit Union until we reach our restoration goal of $945,000. They have a long ways to go for that.
Yeah, but not as long as the GN X2 2080. Boy,
At that time, a check will be written to Strasburg Railroad Company, and work will begin again on locomotive number 39. We are budgeting another $100,000 for cranes, trucks, and trailers, permits, and the like to transport the tender frame and running gear to Strasburg from Riverhead.
And 63 cents to tip the driver.
Absolutely.
Good job, dude.
Good job, dude. Here's
Super 8 Motel.
half of $1.
Go buy yourself something pretty.
Go buy yourself a gumball.
Our fundraising goal
Can't even get you a gumball.
To get you two.
A gumball's like $1 these days.
It's 25 cents.
So they're
It'll get you like a teacup of gasoline.
So they're a shot glass of gasoline. So our final
Everybody.
final
Like a can
fundraising
of gas fumes.
for 2014 is $1,045,000.
Wow.
And then they have like a half a page.
GG.
They have like 40 or 50 names here that donated already. Oh, you know who
And
don't
63
down?
cents.
You know who donated? The Long Island Garden Railway Society.
Hey, well, they're nice people.
They're probably the ones that donated 63 cents.
They're like, we barely make any money as it is. Here you go.
Seriously, that's like my club. I mean, I love my club dearly, but if we were to donate to a big fund or anything, it'd probably be like, a few dollars and, like a coupon for Subway to buy the crew sandwiches or something. Our club does not make very much money.
Well, Ellis, look at
Could
the picture that Milky just put on
We're
Skype.
running a little bit long on time. We're coming up on an hour, and an hour is about the length we wanted to.
Coming up on 50 minutes. 5-0 we just hit.
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah,
put, Milky?
Probably
So
edit
if
it a little bit.
I put the Steam engine that I really wanted.
Yeah, that one. I'm gonna have to go through and do the link dump, so we're gonna have to keep this thing alive so that we all know what we talked about. And I can grab all the
Okay,
links.
so after what I was going to talk about, National Train Day up in Portland. It was fun. They had that.
All right, that's it. Bye.
It was fun. The end.
That's it.
No. It had the SPNS 700 and an Alcopia and a few Amtrak units in the new Tangos. Which is a good segue to my next segment.
Again with the segues, dude.
You don't just
Nick-
say that.
You don't say this is a segue. You just segue.
This is an in-progress segue segment. We will write in more clever dialogue later.
We could not afford a real segue. So
We couldn't afford
No.
it got cut out of the budget.
We have the technology, but
63
Yeah,
cents
yeah,
can't
yes,
be a
yes.
segue.
So there's new toggles on the Cascade Corridor. They're very nice. They're very pretty. There's two of them in assistance on the Cascade Corridor.
Are they sprinters?
And guess what?
they're not
Kind of.
sprinters.
They're joggers.
Does nobody have Wow.
Kicked.
And, yeah, so that's about it. They're
Yeah.
just new. The new crap. Yay.
Woo.
And I've
Auto
seen,
railroading.
and I rode on both of them, so yeah.
You rode on the new crap?
No, let me put it down.
I'm not keeping that there.
Why? That's what we're going to talk about.
No,
There
we
have
are
been
going to be
chapters.
civil.
Can we talk about the Shays? Can we talk about Cass? and
No,
Shay?
we are not talking about that. That is not. That is no.
Good.
Listen, TJ, model railroading segment, go.
Yeah.
Cass
So
at Shays. News alert.
God.
well,
Well, see, now I need to tell the story.
no, you don't need to tell the story. We pulled today, like every day, was Steam Day
Yeah.
on the 1985 layout known as the Providence Northern, where half the people come in and see you running Steam and look at you funny. But I pulled so much up a hill. I had an Allegheny
Oh.
and a Challenger.
I was going to say,
Tied together.
you using your engine, pulling a lot up a hill would be like dragging a can of soup tied to the tender.
I did do that too.
Oh,
By
yeah.
by that I mean the equivalent, which was I quote unquote save the day, which is grab 10 cars that were sitting on.
Yeah, he actually
third
pulled
main
10
line track.
cars, which is unbelievably
3 miles later,
a
the
lot.
engine fell apart in agony.
The wheels fell off.
And then I drove,
For those of you that don't know, Ellis has a Bachmann 260, which
the,
I don't know what
the
it is.
mighty mogul, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have any traction tires on it or anything. It's about the weakest engine you can get
No.
other than-
There are worse.
No, the 080
Other,
was.
I was going to say
today.
other than like a dockside or something, but even those have traction tires.
Well,
No, I ran a 080 today at the club. Ellis and I
it
obviously
couldn't
belong to the
lift,
same club.
bro.
And I couldn't pull 2 boxcars up the grade from the branch line, which is like a 2% grade.
2% milk.
And then I could barely even pull 5 cars in the yard on a flat yard.
Because you were terrible.
It's an 080. Like, what the heck is supposed to do?
I couldn't even pull a car downhill.
No, but actually,
Well, you
if you
even pull.
you couldn't pull a car downhill, why didn't you just let it go?
What
Let
do
it
you
go.
drive, like a hand car?
What?
What is it?
Okay, never mind.
Hand car?
So
There were 2 empty boxcars.
if we're
There's,
gonna
like,
talk
nothing.
if you are so centered on Justin's idiocracy, I think we should talk about something that happened today, which was he put together a 90-car train and tried to drive it around around the layout. He got to the first curve and it just all fell off, and one of the pieces fell off the table. I don't know where it went.
It fell off the...
It fell to China.
Down that tunnel.
Like everything else, it took the Pacific route to China.
No, it took through the center of the Earth route.
They're gone now.
You have I need that on a plaque now. Like Rio Grande is the Royal Gorge route, and main line of the Rockies, center of the Earth route.
No, you should put
you run steam engines on it because you don't even need coal. You can just boil water on the heat of the Earth itself.
No, you know what you could do?
Yeah,
you could make a caution sign that says, "Caution, please stay in your seat. Train may melt in the center of the Earth."
Yeah.
All right.
Warning, please be advised, if you spontaneously combust, your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device.
And then melt it.
So that'll be useful.
The flotation device on the ocean of lava.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, so Weibold, the Denver and New Orleans.
Yeah.
Denver, New Orleans. It's about the smallest, least known model railroad club in Colorado. If you live in Denver, please come visit us. Please.
There will be a link, like everything else.
Yeah, we don't have a website.
Oh, link.
Oh, what the hell?
Again, that's why we're like the least known. If we have a caboose. That's about it.
You should be in charge of making this website.
I'll suggest it at the next meeting. But I'll tell the caboose story next week because that is a great story for this.
Yeah.
Remind me to tell the caboose story. But basically, we're not doing anything. We're trying to wire the stupid turntable. Because we have no room for steam currently. They're like all piled up in the yard, and
I saw that.
We literally just have tracks of steamers coupled to each other. Oh, the picture I sent you is without my steamers. It has one. My large steamer is on the track next to the Alco units. But maybe for your background for this one, edit in that picture.
No.
But no.
No.
But we just have tracks on tracks of steamers coupled up, tip to tender, tip to tender, tip to tender.
That reminds me, just one thing. On the Lackawanna cutoff, the part of the Lackawanna cutoff that currently has tracks on it is serving as the New Jersey Transit's electric engine graveyard. There are about 40 engines coupled together just sitting there.
Is there a GG1 in there?
No, there's no GG1.
I think Pennsylvania Railroad Museum has all of those.
Bring the thing downhill. It didn't have the power. And then, because I didn't have anything new for the Denver, New Orleans, I thought I'd talk about something with one of my favorite companies in HO, which is Bachmann.
Yeah.
They're now offering their DCC-ready GP40 locomotives, which, by the way, those are really good locomotives. We have a couple at the club. 5 new road names, including Amtrak Chessie, MKT, which I always forget what it is. It's like Missouri, Kansas, and Texas or something. Conrail and Santa Fe. Also released are new ON30 Heislers with sound potential, which ON30 is something that I've never really... ON30 I really liked when it first came out, although at the time it was just impossible to do anything with it because there was nothing available.
Well, I really want... Oh, yeah, I'll just talk about that when it gets to just my stuff.
Yeah, but that's about all I have for model railroading.
Yeah.
So
also, Bachmann has a sweet mogul.
That pulls nothing. Little to nothing.
Doesn't matter, looks cool, sounds good.
Little train that couldn't. Alright,
yeah,
shoot, I'm
so
in the next category as well.
Yeah. You and Milky have the large scale stuff, like the 7.5 inch or 7 1/4.
Shoot, I didn't write anything for this.
Whatever. Just ad lib. Talk about going to Train Mountain.
I bring in Copen for it. So.
I'll talk about that next week because again we're running out of time. Maybe we'll just Milky if you don't have anything.
I pretty much do, and that's the train that I want.
Oh.
The 2 Edward cars with.
I'm not going to post a link to that, so someone can't cockblock you and buy it first.
They'll find it, I'm sure.
So pretty much
there's only like one website you can buy it from.
Yeah.
Don't say what it is.
Shh.
Again, seriously, if you're a live steamer, you know this website. It's the only live steam website there is.
Livesteam.com.
Close, actually.
.net.
But
TJ now.
That's pretty much it.
All right, so this is a home layout, so it may not interest everybody, but I have a O-scale shelf layout. It's probably about a foot below my ceiling, and
I helped him put it up.
Yeah, Alice helped me put it up. It originally was supposed to be a point-to-point with a lower level with an engine house and a run-around track and stuff, but I abandoned that idea, and I'm just going to put it all the way around my room, so it's just a continuous loop, and then maybe eventually we'll put a lower level. And referencing the Milky here, segueing onto my next topic,
Save on.
the hopes of a narrow gauge level. I was talking to Ellis today that maybe in some time later I could get some on 3, on 30, or hand laid track for ON.
It's ON. It's not on. It's ON.
Doesn't matter. Head on.
It's not on.
It says on and it says
It's O-scale narrow gauge. It's not on.
And
it's
what do O and N put next to each other say?
on.
They say on, but it doesn't say on. It's ON30. That'd be like you pronouncing the acronym for, Denver and Rio Grande.
But that isn't a word.
Right.
But the trains run on
That'd be
30.
like you pronounce the acronym, DNSNG.
But that's not a word. On is a word.
On is a
Can I
word,
finish?
but it's not how it's used.
Can I finish?
I mean, what if you had like accumulation salamander salad or something? You don't pronounce that as a word. It's an acronym.
I wouldn't say that ever.
I don't even want that.
Okay, moving on. It's not important.
All right, so eventually I was hoping, I hope to put an ON30, ON3, or ON2, which ON2 I'd probably have to hand lay track and custom make the trucks for it. But
Just do ON30. It's HO scale track.
I know that. That's what I would want to do, but I mean I'm going to high school next year and stuff, so. But so eventually I would hope to do that, and I'm broke, so I probably wouldn't be able to. But segueing onto V scale.
Okay, the Segway thing's officially old, and it's raining outside. How's it raining? It's sunny out.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
God. Or like, welcome to Colorado. If you don't like the weather, wait 30 minutes.
Colorado.
Wait 3
That's
days.
New England.
Yeah, it's New England too. Oh, good. TJ's taking over my job. All right. Well,
Oh my god.
as the largest and most prestigious railroad here, no.
Yeah.
But
well, kind of.
as
depending. Yeah.
pretty much 100% of everyone watching this video knows, I have the Terminus Van Anaconda Railway, and this week we didn't do much.
We ran a train.
I ran a train for once, which is, completely out of the ordinary.
Talked about this podcast, actually.
Yes.
That was last week. But
No, that was last week. That would be kind of trippy.
you talked about this podcast and actually managed to pick one name that happened to be the other name, name of the only other railroad podcast there is.
Yeah, but out of that
Let's
we
talk
got the
trains.
Terminus. So
Yeah.
the train will terminate at this station.
Still don't understand the name the Terminus.
Because it's the Terminator.
Terminated the station.
No, but
Yeah, so you didn't do much?
I don't really need to explain the TV and ARR considering I make videos of it every week. But
Yeah.
I'm just holding the delete button.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything except for
What happened to Big War?
a tip for everyone: adding grass and small shrubs to the track make it look really, really, really more better.
Wait, let's talk. Wait,
It makes
Ellis,
it look not newbie,
Alright.
really.
Hold on,
And also, just on a note,
let's
because
just do a thing. Ellis has 06, Weibold and Milky have 12, right?
yes.
no, I have
Oh,
09.
he has 09. Sorry, yeah.
Which is still better than 12. I think my delete button broke because of you, Milky. It stopped. No, it's going again.
Oh my god, you guys.
But
Okay.
just because I mention it, because I'm using all of their stock now from this pack, Trains Forge released a new lineup of Colorado and Southern stock,
Oh, dear
which
Lord.
had a number of Cook Moguls, which Ellis really loves. A full assortment of cars like gondolas, boxcars, stock cars, caboose, coaches, flats, and even weird stuff like cinder gondolas and maintenance of way crane cars and bunk wagons.
Ooh,
Nice.
Lots of cool
did
stuff.
you say maintenance of weight crane?
Yes.
I can
It's
be.
narrow gauge, Ellis.
Damn it!
Again, it's Colorado. It's narrow gauge. Get it through your head.
Well, I wasn't paying 100% attention. I just heard maintenance of way crane, and it was like,
Great.
I need
Well,
more.
if you
What?
have those 6, you can still put it on the track.
That's true.
You can still put it on the track in 09. Can you not put narrow gauge stock on standard gauge track in 12?
I don't know.
You can, I think.
Do a
But
barrel
there
roll.
isn't that much narrow gauge in 12.
Well, yeah, like most of the narrow gauge stuff you have to get is DLC. I mean, they have a full assortment of tracks and bridges, but they have no tunnels, very few buildings, and like 2 diesels and a few cars. The narrow gauge stuff in just vanilla quote unquote trains is very disappointing.
Well, I mean, if you have the Gossen, what layout is that? I don't know what
North Bay
the
County.
North-
Yeah, North
Yeah.
Bay.
The 2-foot gauge I forgot about. They have a Shea and a Garrett locomotive, but
Yeah.
those are
What?
still.
They're still derp.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
talk about that Shea next week. Actually, it's a good note for V scale next week.
Yeah, can
and
we
next
do cats
next
too?
week you need to talk about Next week you need to talk about your 300 mile per hour in reverse.
Oh yeah, there's the other one, The Wonders of Trains 09.
Yeah.
Milky.
Well,
Good
Milky,
sec-
stop
What?
hitting tab.
Milky, finish us off.
Okay, so I'm making the Oregon Sun, which is a fictional route based in Oregon.
Really?
And,
Couldn't have guessed.
Does it go south?
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
yeah.
I thought, really? I would have thought. I was thinking like, man, it must run
And
between
it's,
Panama and Mexico City. China and Alaska. No, China in the center of the earth.
And the moon.
And the moon. No, in Montana. There's the other thing. Next week I have to go over how Montana equals the moon.
No, you don't. That is not train related.
Okay. Train Simulator. Sure.
Alright, so
So-
does that finish this up?
No, Milky was still
No.
talking.
I'm losing my
And, the Oregon Sun is a steam railroad based in the modern day.
Woo woo steam.
And, yeah.
Woo woo, literally.
We operate mostly lumber and coal trains in Oregon, but mainly timber and whatnot. From all
Timber.
the
Shout out to Kesha.
No.
right now here's an update on it. I'm working on Eugene to Medford, which you guys probably don't know what that is.
We can probably look it up.
No.
Yeah. So
Let me
that's
guess,
about
it's
all
south
I-
of Oregon.
Oregon. Oregondola.
How many sides does an Oregon have?
Too many.
Oregondola.
Alright.
Oregon.
So are we all set?
I'm all set.
No. Conclusion. Train Simulator B.
No.
Can just be getting on my train.
No.
And I stop
Get
No,
out of here.
delete. Alright,
Alright,
well,
I think
we appreciate it very much that you turned into this. Milky, stop! I half wish you guys could see this document, but I'm glad you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
And
my
spam
news
war.
segment for the
Thank you.
current event says
No, you don't need to read that. You don't need to read that.
being on a train.
Okay, so we appreciate you tuning into the first ever episode of The
Yeah.
Terminus.
Peeling the
Hopefully we
banana.
don't screw up as bad next time.
No, that wasn't screw up. That was entertainment.
that's modern entertainment.
I
right there.
I have been Ellis with my co-host Y, Bold,
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
Milky
TJ.
Penguin.
Hello.
Hashtag narrow gauge.
and Milky.
Hashtag
Team
free
for
Rhode
the
Island.
win.
Save
Train
Juan.
Hashtag-
Save Juan.
Hashtag goodbye. See you next week.
Bye.
And we hope you guys enjoyed this. If anyone has anything to say as we go out, now I know in response to your thing about making your layout look more professional by putting a certain something down, I have this to say. Grass.
Great.
Grass.
Well,
Great.
there's the other thing we need next week is viewer mail. So if you have any comments,
Yeah,
or anything,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Post them.
Oh, yeah.
Post them in wherever this is getting posted.
Post them in the
But,
comments of the
Hey,
YouTube.
let's talk about YouTube. Let's just say all the YouTube channels that this will be on.
Well, links
I'm
to
not
all of
gonna
those
post
YouTube
it, so-
channels will be in the description. So,
Okie doke.
So thank you guys.
And-
See you next week.
Sayonara,
And-
everyone.
Bye. Have a
And-
good
and-
time.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Train Man out.
See ya.
and the
It's
rest of us.
Tuesday.
Simulator.